a couple of things first. Happy graduation day to Teddy Prohaska. Graduated today, as did last year, Braden Clover and Keegan Menning, as did Niles Paul. So I think that's awesome that Niles came back, and proud of all those guys. There's a second thing I was going to talk about. What was I say? Oh, yes. And just in some unfortunate news, Javin Wright will be out indefinitely, has a health condition that we're working through right now. So I'll probably leave it at that just until he's ready to talk more about it. But just he's with the team, he'll be with us, but dealing with a health condition that will hold him from playing for right now. Yeah, he should be okay. Just he can't play right now as a result.
I guess knowing that, how's that middle linebacker, inside linebacker picture working?
Yeah, I think it's a strength. I mean, I think he was playing at an elite level, but we have Marques Buford, who started a bunch of games, who we have trust. We have Steph Thompson, Vincent Shavers, Gage Stenger, Genatone. So there's a lot of guys there that can go in the mix and play. So I think the strength of that unit will be fine. It's just, I think I just really wanted to see Javin have an opportunity to play. He works so hard, and I believe he's a pro player. But there's, the outlook is optimistic that it's, they can be resolved and he'll be back at some point. But he's just, not out for right. He'll be out for right now.
Any other injuries?
No, we had nothing. We had nothing today. We were pretty healthy out there. So I mean, nothing. I mean, sometimes they wake up tomorrow and guys have things, and I find out more of an injury report tomorrow. But at least as of today, we got through 137 plays today, and no major injuries.
How close are you to making a decision at the starting quarterback?
Probably at some point this week. Yeah, probably be ready to name it at some point this week. So, we'll go out and watch the tape now. Kind of look at a lot of different positions, and sort of set, hey, here's the depth we have going into the first game.
There's obviously that theory of we're just going to wait until the Monday before the game to make that announcement and make it via depth chart. Is there value to doing it before that?
No.
Creating any kind of energy within the team?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think each guy's so focused on where am I on the depth chart. I mean, there's so many guys hungry to play and who are battling. I think I don't think anything will be galvanizing. I think the guys have a lot of confidence in those guys. And I think the thing that we know internally is it's the job of everyone else to make the quarterback successful. And so, externally sometimes it's like, hey, the quarterback will make us successful. But, a defense has to give us great field position. They have to hold the other team's score down so we're not, chasing. Special teams need to give us field position. Offensively, we need to make plays, and we have to be able to run the ball and protect the quarterback. So I think everyone's been focused on that, and I think they love and respect all three guys.
You had said that it was going to be evident when someone had a hurt. Is it evident?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think we feel really confident in all the guys. So, yeah, it might be. Yeah, that's a really good question, Stan. I think the thing that we have is we have three guys that we feel like can lead us to win. And so from that part, it's hard. But can someone be more advanced at this point than someone else? Yes. The difficult part in it is that you have one guy who's played and you've seen him play, and you know how hard it is to play, and you've seen two guys who haven't played yet in college. So that's maybe the unknown factor here. But all three guys have worked really hard, done a good job, and I'm sure they'll all continue to improve.
We've asked so many questions about Dylan, but I did want to ask about Danny. Just what you've seen from the camp and his progress as a quarterback.
He's got it. He's got quote unquote it. He's got the it factor. I've said it before. I'll say it again. There'll be a day you'll look up. I bet you. Those two freshmen are both playing in the National Football League. They're both pro players. I think you heard them when the Big Ten Network came here. They said it's as strong a quarterback room as they've seen. Top all three guys. So, you have two freshmen that, to me, the sky's the limit. And so I think with Danny, though, he has it. He has swagger. He has juice. He gets up and sings in front of the team, and pretty soon, he's got the entire team. He sings a cappella. He's got the whole team singing with him, and he's just one of those guys. And you see it when he does interviews, man. He lights up the room and lights everything up. The thing is that sometimes everyone will want to look at Dylan and Danny's journeys linked, but they're not. They're each on their own journey. And I think the thing with Danny is he's got great awareness, great perception. He can see things. He can anticipate things. He's got accuracy. He's got great feet. He's dynamic with his feet. As his body matures and as he gets bigger and stronger and his arm grows along with that, his brain works so fast that he'll be a lot of fun. So I think the sky's the limit for Danny.
How's the left tackle situation so far?
Yeah, it's been fine. I mean, I think they played well. I mean, Turner's playing well. Gunner's been over there. Grant's been over there. So, we went into this season, knowing Teddy and Turner were going to battle for that opportunity. Unfortunately, Teddy went down, so it's Turner's job for right now, and those other guys are getting better. And I think we have pretty good rushers. You go out there every day and you're facing Jamari and James Williams and Cam Lenhard and Prince Will. I mean, Prince Will's really come on as a pass rusher even more than he was before. So, you're getting an honest day's work out there. So I have a lot of confidence. I feel like the pass protection in the O-line as a whole has improved more this week and a half than anything else. I think that, we've been running the ball well. I think Donnie really went in there and just had them make a jump this past week and a half.
Every time a D lineman comes in here, you talk about how they bulked up or they're gaining this much weight. How have you seen that kind of work on the field for those guys with their new size from the offseason work?
Yeah, I think they're all just, you're not supposed to play guys when they're true freshmen on the D-line, And you're not supposed to play, you're not supposed to take a guy like James Williams in a summer camp and all of a sudden have him out there playing. I think we've been patient. I think a credit to the coaching staff and the players' trust in us that like a guy like James, we played and then redshirted to make him, if all of a sudden he was a junior right now, it'd be pretty difficult, right? But he's a sophomore. So I think us believing in the process and trusting the process on our end as coaches, the players believing in what we're doing and buying into Kristen and Corey and all the things that they do. But I think it makes us a stronger team. I think the one thing about our pass rush right now is we understand in the Big Ten, like you can't just run around people. That's not how it works. You're going to have to go through people. And we were able to run around some people last year to get our sacks, but we couldn't really go through people. And so we have more size and power now to go through people. And I think it's an improved area for our team.
How'd the scrimmage look to you? I mean, what was your immediate takeaways?
You know what? It's funny you asked me that because I told the team out there, I usually will not say anything after a scrimmage because I've learned over the years, let me watch the tape. And I said something today, and I'll say it to you. I told them, I feel like they're really close to being a good team, but they're not there yet. And here's what I mean. The first team offense, first two drives wasn't great, and all of a sudden, 14-play drive, next drive, 11-play drive. So you're converting third downs, you're moving the ball, you're creating plays, yet the defense not letting a big play emerge, right? Just, making them methodically move the ball down the field, getting pressure on the quarterback, yet there's good protection. So it was like iron sharpening iron truly. When you get down in the red zone, though, they hold the offense to a field goal, and we're going to need a touchdown to win. And so I feel like, the offense was a procedure penalty at a crucial moment or like a big play away from having a great day, but they got in their own way. The first team offense didn't turn the ball over. They protected the ball the entire day. But I think they had like 4 or 5 penalties, right? And we're trying to do some advanced things. We're trying to go on to. We're trying to see what you're in and play more NFL style football. And we weren't able to handle that in crucial moments today where we would jump and hurt ourselves. So there's a lot of good things happening, way further ahead than where we've been. Yet it just isn't to the level we want. We got 2 weeks to buff it out and get it right. What concerns me at times is our second group. As our next group, they keep acting like they're the second group, and they're supposed to act like they're the first group. I think the second team offense might have had 4 turnovers today. Now they also had some big plays, so it's that group that to me, hey, we need you guys to come along, okay? And then I saw a lot of potential from the third groups. I saw a lot of guys. I challenged our staff in front of everyone. Hey, go watch the tape and figure out the things that make sure we're playing the right guys because. When you're not a great team last year, what you end up having is you're having a lot of guys who kind of play because they can kind of execute. When you want to make the jump to being a good team, it's everyone starts to execute. So now it's the guy who can execute and then go make the big play. And who's making those plays. And so I really like where we are. I really do. I really like where we are, except I don't like some of the second unit production today. And the offense has to clean up a couple more procedural penalties if they want to be the type of team like that. Can play grown man football, can do the things that you do on Sundays, on Saturdays.
Hey, Coach, going back to the linebacker room with the news of Javin, what makes you
I don't think he's going to adjust. I think he's going to. I mean, it's all the work we put in the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, you look back to last year. You go into the year, you say, hey, Nick and Luke are going to be your 2 starting linebackers, and then Luke gets sick and he's out and he's hurt, right? And all of a sudden, we're at Illinois. I don't even think Luke played at Illinois. I can't remember which game. Like, Luke, I don't think Luke played, and those other guys are playing for him, right? So now all of a sudden you got Johnny Bullock, who's a safety, coming down to play for the first time, and you got Javin playing, right? And so then you got Marques playing. So last year, we have a belief here that we let the players prove us right. We don't let them prove us wrong. So when it's time for you to go in, I expect you to play well. And I know Marques can play. I've seen it. I got no doubts about V9. For a freshman, there might be a freshman moment here or there, but I got no doubts about him. None. And so I'm excited to see those guys go. I hate it for Javin. My heart breaks for Javin, but I think better days will be ahead. But I don't think it's adjusting. I think this is why we do what we do. This is why we practice for 3 hours instead of an hour and a half in summer camp, so that everyone gets reps, so that when time comes, you're ready to go.
You mentioned the turnover piece of it a couple of times. I mean, just kind of generally through fall camp, do you feel like the offense has kind of got your message about how you're trying to cut those down? I mean, how you guys protected the ball?
I think we protected the ball really well for the most part of camp. And I think the defense is significantly improved in terms of their efforts to go after the ball. And, on offense, I've asked Coach Mosey to sort of spearhead that, like the showing the opportunities every night. It's easy to show the fumbles every night, but I want him to show, hey, here's a guy holding the ball like this, and maybe he didn't fumble, but the ball security is not great. Or here's a guy holding the ball properly. So Coach Mosey's done a fantastic job of just embedding that, taking that as his thing. And then I've asked Troy Vincent on defense to do the same thing on defense, and we want to measure and reward, to quote Jack Welch, what gets measured and rewarded gets done. So part of that's going to be this year with the talent we have. If you can't protect the ball, you can't play. It's just we didn't always have that luxury last year, you know what I'm saying? And we're in a different place this year. And so it doesn't mean one mistake is crucial, but there's a pattern here, right? There's a pattern. And so I feel like we've made significant progress in those ways. And again, there's going to be an interception here and there. We're going to play aggressively. There's going to be an interception. Guys are going to make plays on the ball. I'm talking about the ones that we just give away, the careless, ridiculous fumbles. I mean, we lost to Iowa, and we were running with the ball, and the ball just comes out of our hands. I mean, carry the football properly. We put 2 people in charge of it. The players are bought into it, and I think we've come a long, 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 long way.
How special teams in terms of Alvano, the other kickers?
Yeah, I think Hull's really coming on well. And to be quite honest, today was not a big special teams day. Today was like we kicked field goals in rhythm. So meaning like, if it was a field goal attempt in a game, we would have gone a field goal attempt. So we kicked a few of those. I think John Hull did most of the kicking today and did a nice job. He's just going to need to get out there and get comfortable. Tristan has his days. We're still working Tristan back. So, if he's not ready to go, John and Nico will battle it out for that job. And Buschini, I think, has been really strong. He's been really strong. So, Brian's got all the talent in the world. Brian's got. I mean, he literally is a special punter, and not many people. It's hard to punt here, with the wind and all that. And he can do it all. He's got every kick. For him, it's just a measure of consistency. It's just a measure of consistency. And I think he's had a good camp. And then Camden with Tucky, we have a new snapper, right? That can sometimes scare you, but I wouldn't have even told you we have a new snapper because Cam does such a great job.
Coach, we've heard a lot about the revamped pass catchers and the experience that the guys who played as freshmen last year. But a healthy Thomas Fidone in his second full year, what can he bring to this offense?
Well, I think he's an excellent blocker first. The reason why you play with a tight end is because they can block and catch, right? Because it creates mismatches. I think he's going to, create a ton of mismatches for us. We had some red zone periods the other day, and he made a couple of huge plays in that situational stuff we talked about. I heard Sat talk about down in the red. He made a couple huge plays and showed up down there. So, he's the type of guy that you can game plan for and get the ball to him. And I want to get the ball to him a bunch. So, some days we have scrimmages out here like today. I don't know if he touched it very often today. We're trying to run the football. We're trying to, work on some things. But in the general offense that we plan on, running on Saturdays, I think Thomas he's a mismatch and he's a difference maker.
It's possible Alvano's ready.
Well, I mean, there's ready, and then there's winning, being the best guy right now, and so he's still working his way back. I assume he'll be ready, but that's not a foregone conclusion right now. So If I had to lay money on it, I'd always put money on Tristan. But at the same time, my job's to plan for everything. And I think John's done a really good job. Nico's done a really good job. So I thought we had foresight in this, bringing in Nico and then bringing in John, knowing that, some guys, it might be 3 games into the year until someone's 100% healthy. Whether that's, I planned on that with Gabe Irvin, though he is healthy. I thought, hey, if I have to get Gabe ready for Game 5, so be it. So we've kind of taken that approach with a bunch of these guys.
Hey, Coach, when you look at the cornerback spot opposite Tommy, Marques Buford, how does his skill set translate? We've kind of mostly seen the safety, but looking a little bit at corner. What do you see there?
Yeah, I mean, Buford's just a baller. He's a football player. I mean, he can play safety. He can play corner. He has ball skills. He can intercept the football. Like if you want to take the ball away, you have to put guys out there who can take the ball away. And Keese is definitely one of those guys. So, yeah, I think he's played a lot of corner this camp. He's played some safety, and he gives us the flexibility at that. So, for me, when I look out there and I see Tommy Hill, Deshaun Singleton, Isaac Gifford, Malcolm Hartzog, Marques Buford, I can tell you, I sleep well. I know all those guys prepare all week, and they got themselves ready to play. And now you start adding in guys like Amari Sanders. You start adding in guys like Bly Hill, who's now in team periods and stuff. You start adding in guys like Sierra Wright. You start adding in, the other young safeties. And all of a sudden, you feel good about, hey, we can get to 8 or 9, 10 guys. And so depth won't be an issue, but again, last year you have to remember we played guys that had never played before in the secondary. We played Phelan, we played Omar, who had never really played. We put them out there and said, "Hey, you got to go play." So we'll do the same thing this year. And whether it's Mario Buford or Jeremiah Charles or those guys, like they got to go out and they got to play. And I fully believe they'll be ready to go play.
How'd the backs look? And I know you've talked about guys excelling at making people miss at the second level. Is there someone who's stood out in that regard?
Yeah, I don't think anyone stood out in that regard, but beyond anyone else, and that was really the challenge. Kind of what I said earlier. Year one, you're playing the guys who can just execute, right? Who just know what to do. Now that everyone knows what to do, it's okay. Who can execute? Who plays with great technique? Check that. Who plays with great effort, speed, physicality, and finally, who makes plays, right? If we're all just checking all the boxes of execution, then who takes the ball 80? You know what I mean? Like, who makes that guy miss and scores a touchdown? And so that was really the challenge going into today. And what we're not going to do is not going to be able to play 5 tailbacks in a game. That's too hard. So it's a good luxury that we have. But someone's got to emerge as like, hey, this is my thing. And really, honestly, you need 2. 2 guys with if in a perfect world, if one guy gets 20 carries, one guy's gets 12 carries, and one guy's a role player, then you're really sturdy, you're really healthy. So I don't know who that is yet, and I don't even know if I'll know that after today. And we need to know that here shortly because we're not going to get to game day and make a decision. And I think Sad did a good job of letting the backs know, hey, you've all done such a good job that it's now time for someone to separate themselves. And that at the end of the day, you either separate yourself or you leave it up to us, and we're not the best person to do it. Like, you have to show us. And so I'm anxious to watch this film because I can't really see from where I stand who made guys miss down the field and all those things.
When do you guys start UTEP installation? Like, when does that begin?
Yeah, so we've interwoven games 1, 2, 3, and 4 the entire camp, right? So the players probably wouldn't even know that, but hey, this period, this walkthrough period is Illinois stuff. It's a Friday night game. This period is UTEP stuff. This period is Colorado stuff. This period is Northern Iowa stuff. So they wouldn't even know that. We will officially begin the UTEP probably Wednesday, okay? Wednesday to Thursday morning. There's always a fine line. You don't want to get to the game and have it be like, so I think probably Wednesday. But we've been practicing the things. And the thing that, Scotty Walden's going to do a great job. He's an excellent coach. And if you go back and watch the Tennessee game last year when he was at Austin Peay, that's 6-6 at the half. Okay, so they're going to come out here. They're going to try to run 200 plays. They're going to take their shots. They're going to challenge us all over the field. Defensively, they're a multiple defense like ours. So it's kind of what we see. It's 4 down, it's 3 down, it's odd, it's 3-3 stack, it's 4 eyes, it's 5s. It's a cool thing to watch. So there's no doubt that he's going to turn around UTEP. And as a person, some of you guys might have met him, I think some of you guys met him down there at the Texas. He's got amazing energy and juice. So it'll be a battle. So we'll probably that's why we've been doing it all camp, because we know you can't get ready for them you can't get ready for UTEP on 3 days, right, with the stuff that they're going to do. They did at Austin P. So, we've been working on it for a while, but probably a little more officially on Thursday. We'll play a mock game next Saturday. Welcome the students to the Boneyard Bash Saturday after that, and then hop into game week.
I've gotten a lot of feedback about the comments you made at the open practice. It was in the chasing 3 doc. Have you gotten a lot of feedback on that?
Yeah, I try very hard. I usually delete social media this time of year. I try very hard to not pay too much attention to social media this time of year because it's not good for anybody's brain. But yeah, I see some people took it the wrong way. Like Football Scoop, which is supposed to it's like represents coaches. I mean, it's like you're a coach. If you're a coach, you understand that pushing the guys to do is actually coaching, right? Drawing up plays isn't coaching, okay? Running individual drills isn't coaching. Coaching is tackling hard problems. So I was really disappointed in something that's supposed to be about football that can't understand that is growth. The fact that I have a team, that's not my team, but the fact that I'm able to coach a team that I can talk that directly to and they don't take it personally and they just handle it is why we're going to win. And so the fact that I care enough about them to tell them the truth, the fact that they care enough about me to tell me the truth, it's just that's why this has been so. Honestly, this has been one of the funnest experiences I've had in coaching. And I say it all the time, and my wife's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I don't know if I'll coach next year. Like, I'm only promised this year, and so I want to enjoy it." And that is the path, the journey that our team is on, is to not do things that are different when people watch. And so, but it's such a fine line for me. I don't want everything I say to go viral. You know what I mean? Like Jay Litt always he sends me the Chasing 3 to watch, and I'm like, do we But I do something pretty cool in the next Chasing 3 that I want in there because it's time I got some credit. So you guys will see that. It has to do with golf. So wait till you see that. But no, yeah. But people take. I understand. And I understand it as a fan base. We're all so nervous. Is this going to work? 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 And I'll just say it again. It's not a matter of if. It's just when. So, but these are the steps you have to go through, right? These are the steps you have to go through to get there. You have to teach a young team. We got a lot of young guys out there, man. I look around and I'm like, there's a bunch of 18-year-old kids out there playing football for us right now. So we'll teach them, we'll coach them, and then the older guys will pull them through. Thanks, guys.